About the echo. Thanks for joining us on the media briefing for this Wednesday. I see we've got Dr. Moreno on the line with us to talk about COVID-19. Hi, Dr. Moreno.
Oops. Hello, Mia. Good afternoon.
I am not hearing you.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There we go. Thanks. We've worked that out. Thanks for joining us today. Any topics you'd like to start with, or we go ahead for questions?
Right. Yeah. Okay. So Ed Moreno, Monterey County Health Officer, Director of Public Health, and Public Health doesn't have any announcements, but I can take questions on COVID-19.
All right. So if there is anyone who has questions for Dr. Moreno, go ahead and put them in chat. And Dr. Moreno, we'll start with our first question. Do you consider Monterey County's case and test positivity and hospitalization numbers relatively low and stable?
All right. Thanks, Maya. So we continue to have a stable and low case rate and positivity rate and a low hospital census. And again, it's stable. So at this point, neither this doesn't seem to be increasing or decreasing. It continues to be stable over the most recent week or two.
All right, thank you. Another question: what should people do to make sure they remain in that safe zone as mask requirements can often go by the wayside? They remain.
I'm sorry. Can you?
Sorry, we had some echo there. Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes, please. Thanks.
What should people do to make sure they remain safe as mask requirements are changing?
Thanks, Maya. So we're still in a pandemic. There's still some transmission. People are still testing positive. That's because it is transmitting from individual to individual here in Monterey County and in the region and in California. So again, the most important thing to do to protect oneself and others from getting COVID is to get vaccinated. And then in addition to that, if anyone feels that they might be at increased risk for getting severe COVID, if they were to get sick, that those people could still benefit from not just getting vaccinated, but also wearing face coverings, particularly when they're in indoor public settings.
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. There has been a lot of, I've got a question and then one more question for you. What are your thoughts on the possibility the test positivity rate in Monterey County could be higher due to less site testing and more home testing?
Thank you, Ma'am. So the positivity rate is an estimate. It is based on the people who get tested and the proportion of those that test positive. So it is an estimate. And I think the important thing for people to appreciate is that we really look at the trends. We look at the trends of positivity rates and case rates. And those trends can provide information that can inform decisions at the local level or at the state level.
Thank you. And there has been not as much discussion about boosters recently, although people may be wondering, should they get boosted or not? Should people discuss with their doctor or kind of do some research about whether it's time for them to get a booster shot?
I think so the information on boosters is on our website. And what I can go ahead and I can share that particular link with you to share with anyone who's interested.
Great. And if I'm going to ask people to mute themselves if they're not muted. Any other questions for Dr. Moreno before we let him go for the day? I see none coming in. If there are any additional questions, Dr. Moreno, we will send them to you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go on to our next subject. This is National Crime Victims Week, but for the Monterey County District Attorney's Office, it is always time to always time to assist local victims of crime. The DA's office does use this week, though, to hold its annual Victims Dedication Ceremony, which gives both victims and survivors a chance to come together, to share their experience, and to share their losses. So we're very pleased to have Alma Sanchez, Victims Witness Assistant Program Coordinator, with us to talk about both the ceremony and about the work that she does. Hi, Alma.
Hi, thank you for having me, everyone. As Maya mentioned, this week is National Victims' Rights Week, and nationally we take the time to honor victims and just remind them that they have a support system. We honor them, their families, and all those who have passed away as a result of a crime. In Monterey County, we do put together a Victims Dedication Ceremony, which will happen this Friday at 12 o'clock at the courthouse courtyard. Usually it's indoors at the Board of Supervisors chambers. This year it will be outdoors, which will be nice. And we have invited community leaders, police departments, and more importantly, our victims and their families. We have an inspirational speaker. This year it will be the parents of a murdered victim from 2014. We have at the very end a release of doves. And this year, we will actually also be unveiling a Victims Dedication sculpture, which has been recently installed. And our DA and our program manager have worked really hard with California State University, Monterey Bay, in getting that project accomplished before this Friday. So we would like to invite everyone to join us. It will be very moving. There is a slideshow. There will be a slideshow posted on our DA Facebook. Remembering victims who have been murdered in Monterey County. So that will be posted probably tomorrow or Friday morning. So we hope to see everyone there. Thank you so much for having me, Maya.
Thank you. And you're very welcome. And I really appreciate you coming to talk about this ceremony. There are people who may not have attended the ceremony in the past, and I was hoping you might talk about why it is important to do this. Your office helps victims every day, helps survivors every day, but there is something about this gathering that is different.
It's different because we really do fight for victims on a daily basis. We have a fully staffed victims unit in our DA's office. And this week, we really take the time to remind our victims and our community that we really are here to support them. We spent all year in putting this event together, and it really takes a whole team and our community coming together to show our victims that we are here to support them. Law enforcement, community leaders, our victim service providers. We have an amazing organizations in Monterey County that provide those services. So it really shows our community that we do have a strong support system for them, and not to be afraid of coming forward to making reports. And we will help them through and navigate through the criminal justice system and make sure that they receive services entitled to them. They have rights.
And also for families who have had a loss, this is really a way for them to know that they are not forgotten. If I'm recalling this event in the past, names have been read, and that is deeply meaningful for these families.
We take the time during the ceremony. We allow families to come up and say the name of their loved one, and they are handed a special token, a special gift. Just to remind them that they have something that they can take away from the ceremony, that we are here to support them. And the release of the doves has been very special to them. The slideshow has been very moving. And I think the unveiling of the sculpture this year will be special to them as well. And we did have participation from families of deceased victims who took part in deciding which sculpture we were going to go with. So it was important for us to include our victims in every process.
And could you remind people of the time and the location of the event again?
It's this Friday from 12 to 1 at the Salinas Courthouse Courtyard.
All right, thank you. Thanks very much for coming on and sharing a little bit about the program. And anyone can attend. This is not just for victims or survivors. People who want to come and listen can also attend.
Correct.
All right. Thank you very much, Alma. And thanks
Thank you.
everyone for joining us on the briefing today. Our next news briefing will be next Wednesday, and we'll see you then.